All of what you see used to be underwater. The entire area was under a massive lake 10 million years ago. Sediment was washed from the old Sierra Mountains and was deposited in layers. Time and pressure turned the layers of sand and mud into the huge rock beds. Due to the constant changing of Earth by plate tectonic movement, the valley floor was uplifted and the lake dried up. When two plates came together at the Garlic Fault, 1 mile south from here, one of the plates was driven upwards, revealing all of the layers that were deposited millions of years ago. Wine and water erosion of these layers created the spectacular formations throughout Red Rock Canyon State Park that we see today. The formations were created because the harder red sandstone layers protect the softer layers underneath from being eroded by rainfall. The bright red coloration is due to the high iron content in some sediment layers. The iron oxidizes, rusts, turning red. In heavy rainfall, this rust-colored sediments trickles down the formation and collects in small streams, making it appear that the cliffs are bleeding. Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area may seem rugged and desolate at first glance, but a closer look reveals an area teeming with wildlife. Wildlife you may encounter include roadrunners, hawks, lizards, mice and squirrels, and many different insects. We found caterpillars, lizards, and Joshua trees filled with fruit. Red Rock Canyon State Park features scenic desert cliffs, buttes, and spectacular rock formations. Each tributary canyon is unique, with dramatic shapes and vivid colors.
Don't pick them, leave them on there.
What are these?
You know, I'm not sure. It's whatever this plant produces.
Look at
The
it.
colorful badlands, cliffs, and canyons of Red Rock Canyon State Park provide more than pretty scenery and a backdrop for movies. Hidden behind the scenes in the layers of rock is what amounts to paleontologists as a treasure trove. For almost a century, paleontologists have been combing through these layers and making important discoveries about the history of mammalian life in these parts. We made sure to save every caterpillar from the trail, so none would be stepped on by other hikers or moms. Stop.
You try to hold him.
There are 600 types of plants, including Joshua trees and 15 special plants that can only be found within Red Rock Canyon, and over 100 bird species, more than 45 different kinds of mammals, and some very hungry sphinx moth caterpillars. This moth is known as a Sphingidae. The Sphingidae are a family of moths, Lepidoptera, called sphinx moths, also colloquially known as hawk moths, with many of their caterpillars known as hornworms. It is best represented in the tropics, but species are found in every region, like here in Red Rock Canyon. They are moderate to large in size and are distinguished among moths for their agile and sustained flying ability, similar enough to that of hummingbirds as to be reliably mistaken for them. The family was named by French zoologist Pierre-André Latreille in 1802. Sphingid caterpillars are medium to large in size. With stout bodies, they have 5 pairs of prolegs. Usually, their bodies lack any hairs or tubercles, but most species have a horn at the posterior end, which may be reduced to a button, or absent in the final instar. When resting, the larva usually holds its legs off the surface and tucks its head underneath praying position, which, resembling the Great Sphinx of Giza, gives rise to the name sphinx moth. And apparently they don't get along with each other or possibly mistake each other for food. Development rate depends on temperature and to speed. Development, some northern and high-altitude species sunbathe. Larvae burrow into the soil to pupate, where they remain for 2 to 3 weeks before they emerge as adults.
Hagen Canyon Nature Preserve.
Hagen Canyon was named by German immigrant Rudolf Hagen. He acquired the land Vusi by buying mining claims in the area. He eventually had a small outpost in the Ricardo campground area where he built a diner with a bar, primitive lodging and a post office. He operated Red Rock Canyon as his own private park, offering maps of the rock formations, most of them he named. Mr. Hagen really started the tourist movement to Red Rock. After his death, the land transferred ownership within his family until it became a state park in 1969. Historically, the area was once home to the Kauai Sioux Indians, who left petroglyphs in the El Paso Mountains and other evidence of their inhabitation. The spectacular gash situated at the western edge of the El Paso mountain range was on the Native American trade route for thousands of years. During the early 1870s, the colorful rock formations in the park served as landmarks for 20 mule team freight wagons that stopped for water. About 1850, it was used by the footsore survivors of the famous Death Valley Trek, including members of the Arcane and Bennett families along with some of the Illinois Jayhawkers. The park now protects significant gully sites and the remains of 1890s-era mining operations, and has been the site for a number of movies like Jurassic Park. It really did feel like a land for dinosaurs. We climbed and explored many of the rock formations and found holes through the rocks and even some caves. The climbing was fun but difficult due to the loose sand and gravel covering the surface of the rock formations. But that didn't stop us.
Go look. Be careful.
Can I use your flashlight?
You want to go take a peek? You can.
Mom, can we use the flashlight? If no one gets hit by a bee, I think you should. Oh, it goes back there. Something might be living back there.
There's definitely some sort of rodent that's living in this area. You can see the poop all over the place.
That is. Looks like rat poop. Wait, no, I think we should take the knife out. I don't think if he tries to take it out, he might out. Okay, what is this? Mom, I'm going.
We decided that cave exploration wasn't for us due to lack of proper gear. Red Rock Canyon's rugged beauty has been the scene in Western and science fiction films such as Stagecoach with John Wayne 1939, The Mummy with Boris Karloff 1933, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea 1954, and Jurassic Park 1993.
No.
I'm gonna say is to you is ha ha ha.
No.
No, not mushroom. Look. Oh, that one? Yeah, you see the mushroom? Oh, the one I tried. Mom, Finley, that's mushroom. That's mushroom rock because umbrellas have a little down part and that's a flat surface. So that's mushroom. That makes sense?
The trail was a bit hard to interpret at times, but we figured it out. We loved exploring the nature, both big and small.
That's another ant. Or it's a wasp. They can carry like 10 times their size, I think. Yeah, like 10 times their weight. They can carry a fire.
We even practiced some ninja skills.
Got it. High five. Boys. I caught the lizard. We teamwork. Mom, I caught a lizard. We're teamwork, and we all teamwork to catch this guy. Zippy.
All right, let me get a video of him.
Everybody just keep trying to get away. It's supposed to no. Just go like this. Or no.
All right, you want to turn him around?
Lastly, watch out for these bad boys. The chala cactus or jumping cactus don't mess around.
See you on the next adventure.